If any of you guys have had a chance to come down to St James's Park this morning, or if you've been inside Newcastle United's club shop today, you would have seen that just behind me is a smashed window at the club shop. Now, the reason why there is a smashed window at Newcastle United's club shop is because last night, when the sky is dark and everyone is home, there's actually been a heist at the shop. I swear down, some people have turned up during the night. They've actually got a block from across the road. They then threw it into the window, went inside and started stealing some things. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's like GTA in real life. So people actually being inside Newcastle United's club shop, smashed open the window and just started stealing whatever they could. Now, obviously, just like the Jamal Lascelles stuff a couple of days ago, this is an active investigation, so I can't tell you all of the key details, but I mean, I'm just telling you what you can see with the public eye. There was quite literally a smashed window there. I mean, you put two and two together, you know exactly why there was a window like that. So I'm here today to just talk about shoplifting as a whole at the club shop, because this is something that's been, I mean, it's almost foreshadowing. People are stealing stuff on a daily basis. When the sky's like this now, never mind when it's dark, people are actually stealing during the day because, I mean, the most obvious thing is, it's so easy to do. Now, the problem with Newcastle United now being such an attractable and marketable club is not only is the clothes in there are expensive, but it's also quite easy to sell. So people now know that Newcastle's a Champions League side. Everyone loves the football club. Everyone wants to buy the club merchandise. You know what? Let's go and say, let's say they steal 10 tops. That's like £800. It is so easy to do it. And for people like that are opportunists, or people that are unfortunately desperate, that want to go in there, want to just steal stuff and sell it on, people, it's just so easy to do. Castore have to be on it because it's their shop until the end of the season. They have to make sure there's security in there constantly. I mean, it shouldn't really be up to the club staff, people that are just employed to sell shirts. It shouldn't be up to them to go chase people down the street. And it's just, I mean, we'll talk about it a bit more in detail, but I do think Castore need to obviously sort it out. I've been mentioning this in God knows how many times now. People find opportunities, they will look to take it. That is probably the first time I would say since the takeover that someone's actually attempted a heist on the club. They've literally smashed a window during the dark and then ran inside. I mean, what the hell is going on? But on top of that, I want to talk a bit more about the positive stuff as well. I don't want to just make a negative video. I was mentioning obviously yesterday about the Adidas sign that is now outside the Strawberry pub. It's actually also believed that Adidas are planning on doing more landmarks around the city. They want to put the sign up everywhere for this big announcement tomorrow. And speaking of announcements, tonight we have the Champions League draw. Who do you guys want? By the time you're watching this video, it'll be a couple hours before the draw is actually made. For me, I've said it yesterday, I want Bayern pot 1, I want Real Madrid pot 2, and I want AC Milan pot 3. So let's see tonight how many of those teams can Newcastle actually draw. Without further ado, guys, let's head inside the club shop now. I'm going to tell you a bit more in detail about how people are seeing and stuff, and how Castore are just doing absolutely nothing about it. Now that I'm upstairs in Castore's Newcastle United club shop, I was wanting to actually talk about how Castore need to do something about this. It's ridiculous now, it's lazy, it's cheap by them, and they're losing tens of thousands of pounds because of people stealing stuff. And even though Castore can't stop people from attempting to steal stuff, they definitely can stop people from doing it. And the main concern I have is during the day there is no security whatsoever in the club shop. People can come in, people can go out. You can't expect club shop members, let's be honest, a lot of them are just people that are just looking for a job. They want to just do their job. You can't expect them to chase people down the streets. You can't expect them to be looking in the hangars, looking for everything to do it. The security is supposed to do that, but when you don't have any security, people will take this opportunity. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of stuff in here. It's like me going to you guys now, hello everyone, I have £2 million in this room, there's no security whatsoever, please don't steal it. People are obviously going to try and steal it. So for Castore not to actually do anything about it, it's just, I mean, it's just stupid. Now I guess my only mindset I can say about this is that I want to save money, but by trying to save money and not hiring security, you're actually losing more money because more people are stealing the stuff. Every single time a shirt goes in the shop, that's 70 to 80 pounds out. If it's a pro shirt, that's 115 pounds. To pay our security to stand in the club shop for like 8 hours in the day, it's just, I mean, it's just common sense. Adidas wouldn't do this. Now, it seems a bit typical for me to kind of bring Adidas stuff now that they're going to come in next season, hello there. But the truth is, Adidas just, I mean, you go to Manchester United's club shop, they've got airport scanners when you go, and they've got security on it, on the clock. Newcastle, we've got to be professional. We're a Champions League club now. It's quite naive and quite stupid to think that people wouldn't want to get this stuff and then sell it online. It's so marketable, it's so attractable. Why Castore haven't done anything about it baffles me. You can't expect the Newcastle United security team that's in charge of the stadium to come rushing down to the club shop to stop this. It's ridiculous. It's not happening at all, and Castore have done absolutely nothing about it. So even though I can't fault Castore for people stealing stuff, they're not preventing that from happening. So in Castore's point of view, what are you guys doing? This is your money in this club shop. You're now losing it because you aren't hiring security, you aren't doing anything to protect the shirts, you aren't doing anything in the sense to help the club shop staff members out. I feel sorry for these guys because these are the ones that take all the flack from the club. These are the people that, when fans come in the club shop, they complain about something Castore's done. How dare you do this? How dare you do this? They're saying this to the club shop staff members have done nothing wrong at just selling the shirts, and they take all the flack and all the criticism from it. And I would hate it if I worked here. I would absolutely hate working here. I feel so bad for them. Castore do absolutely nothing to help them, and I feel like now, sort it out, get it together. Now, obviously, I'm probably a kind of person that, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Castore, so it might sound a bit biased in this, but honestly, I'm being as fair as possible. I understand where they're coming from, but you have to hire security in regards to shoplifting. It is so easy to do it, so many people are doing it, and it's quite sad to see people actually wearing Newcastle United shirts come in and do it themselves. Just, no, that's not on for me. So I'm hoping now Adidas next season, I'm telling you now, they will not mess around with this. They get told straight away, they'll be on it, we're doing this, we're doing that. Adidas are the real deal. But once again, it feels like a bit of a broken record now complaining about Castore, but I have to say, they need to sort it out, and they haven't again. What are they doing? Now that I'm out in Newcastle United's club shop, I want to finish off one final comment about people that want to attempt to heist Newcastle United's merchandise. I'm telling you now, you're going to get caught. It's not going to work at all. Obviously, those, especially the heists at midnight where you actually break in and enter it, they won't mess around with that. You will be caught out, so don't even try it. But on the topic of Adidas now, I want to make this video positive because the last thing I want to do is kind of just mention how negative things are the entire day. But as for the positive side of things, well, as I mentioned yesterday, now have the Adidas sign on the strawberry corner. Now, the big part about this is that it's been rumoured on social media by Newcastle fans that the strawberry corner is not going to be the only landmark in Newcastle with the Adidas sign. The Tyne Bridge, people have said that in the next 24 to 48 hours, you may actually see bits and bobs regarding the Adidas flag on there. So definitely something you're going to keep an eye on. For me, well, I'm going to be down in Brighton, well, the next couple of days. I'm going down to London tonight after the Champions League draw. In typical fashion, there's train strikes on, so I've got to literally go after the UCL draw tonight. So unfortunately, I can't show you it personally, but I just wanted to mention now that you want to keep an eye on stuff like that for sure. It's definitely going to be a big announcement with Adidas. I mean, they really are pulling out all the stuff, so I'll probably argue it's maybe a little bit overkill. But Adidas is a huge deal. I'm telling you now, on a commercial sense, on a revenue basis, we will make so much money from them. Castore, how many videos have I made over the last couple of years saying Castore's this, Castore's that? I mean, they're awful. They're not good at all when it comes towards the club shop. I mean, how many times now are people going to steal stuff and Castore still don't do anything about it? I could bang on about it all day. It's just simple stuff. I mean, you've got to protect your assets and people are going to steal your stuff. It's going to cost you more money, the amount of stuff that you lose, and there would be the higher security. I mean, it's light and day. Do I have to explain that? Do I need to honestly tell a massive clothing brand that's what you have to do? Yeah, come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I mean, Castore are going to go next season. This is not our problem anymore. We have Adidas now. Listen, you can do one. Castore, get out. Get out. I've had enough of these guys now. I've been ranting about them all season long, and I'll continue to bash them until they actually do something. It's not rocket science. Do something about it. They're clearly telling you something's going on, and Castore just don't respond to the club staff. They don't do anything about it. I mean, listen, you're partnered by Newcastle. You're supposed to, under your contract, do something with the club. I mean, come on. I can just bang on about it all day, but it's just nowhere near good enough, and I think you guys are as sick of it as much as I am. But Adidas coming in is huge. That's the big icebreaker for me. Getting them in is going to be the big key catalyst to get Newcastle where we have to be. On a commercial basis, we have to be able to compete with the best teams in the Premier League. On the Castore, we cannot and would not ever do that. It's helped us during a time where we'll be in a relegation battle, but we have to strive to be better and bigger, which we have done now at Adidas. Such a huge market. They already have Arsenal, they already have Manchester United, now they have Newcastle United. Big clubs to have, big progress we're getting into. It's a good time to be a Newcastle United fan, shall we say. It's incredible. But yeah, I want to finish things off now, guys. Obviously, the Champions League draw is tonight. Big time for us as a club. I can't wait to see who we get in this draw. Massive occasion. Come on, Newcastle, let's get in that draw tonight. Let's get the best possible teams in world football. I'm still a bit triggered. We've got Manchester City in the third round of the Carabao Cup. But the Champions League, you're always going to get good teams, and it's not like it's a third round, fourth round, fifth round. You're going to get some good teams in the group stage. So for me now, since it has been 20 years in the making, I want the best of the best of the best. Give us Real Madrid, give us Bayern Munich, give us AC Milan. But that's my honest thoughts. I'll be live streaming it tonight as I react to you guys live, my actual thoughts, opinions. But let me know your thoughts down below. Who do you want in the draw? You looking for any teams in particular? I appreciate you guys watching it as always. Let me know your thoughts on this as well. Apologies that some of my videos I make are a bit negative. Obviously for me, I do have to be fair in the club. I do have to say positive and negative stuff. I'm only criticising, I'm only slagging Castore off because I want Castore to do better. I feel bad for the staff members in there. I think as a football club, it looks quite amateur for us to not have security in the shop. I mean, just any shop really going to be selling expensive products, you just would have security. So for Newcastle not to do that, I think doesn't look great. But it's not the club's fault, it's just Castore. It's Castore's shop that you have to hire the security themselves. You can't expect Newcastle to chase around after them. So I definitely do need to sort that out. But yeah, the only reason I'm kind of bashing them is because I want them to do better. I want us to be the best, and it's just a bit sad to see, really. I don't really want to see our merchandise get robbed. It feels a bit, even though it's not my stuff, it feels like I'm getting robbed because I just love Newcastle that much. But I mean, listen, I can bang on about it all day. But let me know your thoughts down below on it. You guys take care now, and I will see you all in the next one.